Now, this is a federal lawsuit filed in federal court in Florida, okay? And it is what they call a class action lawsuit, which means other people who are banned from social media or social media has done something to them can join the lawsuit. Okay, it's a big deal. Now, the reason that the Florida state law comes into play, even though it's a federal lawsuit, is that without that, Twitter and Facebook and the others can say to the federal court, there's no precedent, you can throw this out. But now there is a precedent in Florida. It's a little complicated, it's a little pinheady, but it gives Donald Trump a better shot at this. Now, he's also suing Mark Zuckerberg, who's the head of Facebook, Jack Dorsey, the head of Twitter, and a few others personally. They are named. And he wants punitive damages, in addition to being reinstated immediately on all social media. Here's what Mr. Trump said today.
Our filing also seeks injunctive relief to allow prompt restitution and really restoration, and you can name about 20 other things, and it has to be prompt because it's destroying our country. Of my accounts, in addition, we are asking the court to impose punitive damages on these social media giants. We're going to hold big tech very accountable.
Okay, now this will take a long time, and there will be obviously attempts by the social media companies to have the case thrown out of court. So it will go on and on and on and on. I see a 3-year horizon on this, but Donald Trump doesn't have anything to lose. His bills are being paid for by political action committees associated with him. So he's not going to have to pick up a tab for it. It's going to run into the multi-millions of dollars on both sides. And Twitter and Facebook and the other social media have their own attorneys. They'll have to get outside counsel as well. So it'll be a 3-year at least ordeal. And then whatever happens will be appealed probably to the Supreme Court. So by the time 2024 rolls around, the next presidential election, and I do believe Donald Trump wants to run again, and we'll get into that in my interview with him, this may not even be resolved by then. But again, this is a positive for Donald Trump. He is on the offensive. And the media cannot ignore this. See, they ignored him as they ignore me and, I don't know, thousands of other people in America, because the media's game now is black out anything that could hurt the progressive movement or Joe Biden. That's the game. But you can't ignore this. So Donald Trump then gets into the news cycle. Now, tomorrow, in addition to the Trump interview, and I will speak to him obviously about this, we'll have reaction from the network news and the cables about the lawsuit. That'll be our 2 big stories tomorrow. So I expect the Trump interview, well, I'll tell you about it later, and how difficult this interview is. This is not an easy thing. I'm not the kind of guy that goes in and says, well, how you doing, Mr. President? What's on your mind? I have very specific questions.